Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Capital A Trading and welcome to my Forex Weekly. This is where I'm going to be just analyzing the charts, showing you what I'm looking at, showing you the best opportunities for the week. Then you can watch it throughout the week and hopefully catch an opportunity to make some money. So again, guys, if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, bottom right corner, stay up to date with the channel, and then you'll be able to keep up to date with what's coming. There's a lot of exciting things coming. There's going to be some educational videos coming very soon. And there'll be a lot more during the week with the Forex talk, keeping up to date with the trade. So again, be sure to hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with the channel. With that, I'm going to get straight into it this week. Just before I do start, this is the Easter weekend, so I want you to be aware that tomorrow is a bank holiday. It usually means that the market makers, the people that really manipulate this market, they're away. They're on holiday. They're doing whatever with their families right now. So expect a quiet start to the week, and then expect a lively end towards the end of the week, of course. So let's get straight into it. Okay, guys, I'm going to start on the pound USD this week. I actually called a good trade on this last week, Sunday. It was from here. It had the drop. So just going on it now, okay, what the overall thought is that I still expect price to come to this 136 level before it then goes to the 140,500 level. So just looking at it now, if I come down a time frame, a trade that I want you guys to watch out for this week is in this area around the 139 level. I like the way price has shot out of this area. It's left a little gap. I believe that's where price is coming to, and then we're going to get the big push down to my to the 136 mark. So watch this, monitor this area, see how it plays out. I'm just going to mark it up for you now. So what I'm doing is just putting a line on the bottom of this blue candle. I'm going to put a line roughly halfway of the candle, and that gives me my selling area. So what I'm looking at now is 139,300 to 139. There's a 30 pip range for us to watch price. I'm going to watch what it does in there, and I want to see certain things. I want to see price struggling. I want to see it move the way I am familiar with, and then I'll be possibly taking a trade in that area. So again, keep an eye on that 139 mark, okay? Okay, guys, the next one is the Euro USD. So again, if I just quickly show you this daily picture, we are very bullish. We are heading to the upside. If it is going to continue with that structure, it's going to do it from somewhere here. So again, if I just come down to the 4-hour time frame, I've actually got a little trade plotted out there for you. So this is where I believe it's going to move from, and that will be our target up there around the 120 mark, which I've been waiting for price to come to for ages. It's left a double top there. So there's going to be a lot of liquidity above that area. So it's a target that I know the market makers are going to want to take out. So watch how this plays this week. If I just come and show you what I'm actually looking at, it's the way price has been manipulated in this area. So as you can see, within 8 hours, there was a lot of movement here, a lot of movement. It was November, so about 5-6 months ago now. And price has just from there moved up, moved higher, higher, higher. And I'm just going to watch how it gets back into that area now for a bigger push. So again, keep an eye on this area now. It will be a buy from around the 1.17 level, maybe a bit lower, 16800. Keep an eye on that level. I'm expecting a big push to the 120 level. So there's about a 300 pip move there, 350 pip move. Let's see how that plays out for the week. Remember, Mondays could be quiet. So start monitoring Tuesday morning, Wednesday. We'll start to see how what price is doing in that area. That's the Euro USD. Okay, guys, the next couple of pairs I want to talk about are involving AUD yen. This is a move that I called recently. So this was in the midweek video last week. I mentioned how there would be a buy around the 82,500 mark on AUDJPY. And we got that massive move off of this daily picture, the daily swing. And it came back to the perfect area where I look to take a trade. If I now just show you on the 4-hour what I'm looking at this area around the 84,600, 800 level. I want to see price struggle there. And then there might be a little push down. Again, it is very bullish on the higher time frame. So it is only going to be an intraday move. It's only going to be something that I look to see 60 to 100 pips from. Keep an eye on that area on 84,600 AUDJPY. If I just move on to the Euro JPY now, we're very similar things that I'm looking for. There's all a similar picture. There's that similar move on the daily that happened on the Euro JPY. And I'm just going to monitor this area. If I come down to a 2-hour, I think it looks a bit clearer what I'm looking at. I like the way price has moved out of this area. It looks very familiar to me. So again, on this one, keep an eye on the 130,300 to 130,400, 500 mark. I'm looking to see, again, a short-term sell, maybe 100 pips, and then maybe start monitoring from there. The last one is the NZD JPY. This is kind of more in a current area. Now, what I'm saying is I believe it's going to sell from the 78 mark. The way that it's been struggling in this area, it's looking good to me. It's looking familiar. If it isn't here, it's going to be around 78,500. So again, let Monday go. Let's let that slow Monday go, the bank holiday Monday. I'll be monitoring Tuesday morning with my London session. I'll be up early, and then I'll be just watching what's going to happen in this area. If it starts to look really good to me, I'll take a position. That's the ones, that's AUDJPY, NZDJPY, and EUROJPY. Okay, guys, the next one I want to mention for you to watch out for is the EUROCAD. I do believe it's just going to be heading lower. I believe it's going to come out and take this imbalance out here. So it's still got a lot of room to move down. We could see it all the way down at 145. If I just come down a time frame and show you the swings that I'm looking at this bearish movement. It's just been heading down to the downside. I believe it's going to continue with that. It ain't going to stop anytime soon. So if I'm going to try and jump on that trade, I'm going to be looking at this area here around the 148,400, 148,600 mark, somewhere in there. I believe price is going to interact with this area here where they've left a mark. They've left a clue as to where I know there could be a possible trade happening. And that's where I believe the sell will come from. So keep an eye on that 148,400, 600 mark. If you're going to trade it, you can have a nice tight stop loss. You can keep your stop loss above this area, maybe even above. No, that's too high for me. Keep it above this area here. Let's say 48,800. Nice tight stop loss if you get in at 620 pips. And just keep an eye on that area. Again, you might get a slow Monday. So if it's there Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, we'll be thinking about a trade. That's the EUROCAD. Okay, guys, just a quick update on the EURNZD. I know a lot of my students trade this pair or they want to know what's going on in this pair. I just believe, so price has a shoot up from here into this area. It moves aggressively. It moves quite fast. I call this walking down. So I believe what they're doing now is just walking down to come take out this area. So if there's going to be a buy, I believe it will be maybe around this level. So 166, somewhere 165, 500, somewhere in there. So with that being said, I actually took a position on this on Friday off of this what price action that I was seeing. So I think it was this candle here I was looking at. I had an entry around 167, 600. I left it for the day and it's gone well. It's in a decent profit at the moment, about 50 pips. So with that being said, what I'm going to look for now is if it's going to come lower. There's no entry for us at the moment because I got in a good entry. I don't want you getting in the middle of the pitch. So it would need to retrace back up, and I'd be looking at around this area again if it's going to struggle to then continue for them lower targets. So that's the EURNZD. Okay, guys, this is something new, something different. I want you to understand, right? I've been spending the past month, 2 months, just back testing some cryptocurrencies, seeing how it works in there, seeing if things move very similar. And what I can tell you, I've noticed on here is they're selling out of the 60,000 area. So this is the transaction that they created somewhere here. It shoots up, it shoots out of the area. Price is now down here. I watched it come back. I actually did this with a student. I called this trade and I told her that it was going to be a sell around the 60,000 mark. It hits the level, it drops, it comes back to it again and then drops again. So I've been just watching how it's been kind of performing back at this level, and it's kind of doing the same thing. Now, yes, the move's already happened. So what I'm trying to say to you now is the move is weaker. Looking to sell in this area, there will be a lot more traders trying to sell it now than there was back then. So that can cause a lot of volatility. That can cause a lot of liquidity on the sell side, which then would cause the market makers to force price up. So just keep an eye on this 60,000 level. Let's see what happens this week. Let's see if it comes again. Let's see if it's going to sell. This is Bitcoin, guys. So I am expecting a big drop again. If I mentioned this a few months back, I still believe price has got to come down to the 40,000 mark here. As you can see, there's a massive gap that was created in that level. And of course, just a couple of days before that, it was rumored that Elon Musk pumped 1.5 billion into Bitcoin or something like that. It might have been even more. So I'm just going to see what's actually happened in that area. That's the transaction that I believe it caused. That's the reaction the market had to that news. So let's keep an eye on that. That's Bitcoin. That's the 60,000 sell area. Watch it. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you with them gold pairs this week. Now, last week I called a brilliant sell on the gold euro. It came from this area. It dropped down. If you look at this picture, it came down and played off an imbalance, which was on a 4-hour time frame, and it's kind of shot back to the area. So just looking at it now, we can get another sell in this area around the 1472, 1476, 1480 would be the last point of call. So just keep an eye on that again. Like I just kind of mentioned with the Bitcoin thing, it's already done the move. So it's now back at the area. Yeah, so a lot of other traders are now going to start to think again like that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this area. That's 1472, 1476 is the gold euro sell. If I just quickly go to gold USD, it's not actually in an area where I want to sell yet. Okay, so if I just come on the daily, we've had the move down on this daily swing, and we haven't had what I call a proper retracement yet. So I still believe they've got to bring price higher into that 62 line, somewhere in between 62.88. I believe there's going to be a sell, and I've actually got the area marked out, 1776 to be precise. So again, let's let that Monday play out and expect price to rise up to there. I'm not going to just focus on being a buyer because I believe price is going to there. I'd rather wait for what I believe is going to be the overall move, the sell from there to then go make a new low. That's what I'd rather be on. So again, just keep an eye on them. Okay, guys, last but not least, oil. I've been following this for ages. I could tell you story after story about this. I can tell you about when Donald Trump sent a bomb to, I believe it was an Iranian warlord, and price just dropped from that day. It's now come back to this level, okay? It's now back around the 68, around the 70 level. And if I just show you what I've got on the 4 hour, this is what I'm looking at. It's going to be a sell around the 63.70 to the 64 mark off of this piece of price action that we've got here. So that's all. That's just oil. Have a look at that. That's just a little bonus one for you. I'm expecting price to sell because it's comfortable selling in this area before. So let's just keep an eye on that. That's 63.71 to 64. That's oil. Okay, guys, that's all from me this week. Keep an eye on the trades. Keep an eye on the numbers I've mentioned. Set some alerts. Be ready. Remember, Monday, it's going to be slow. It's bank holiday. Tuesday, we'll be back at it in full swing. So again, keep an eye out for my midweek video where I'll be updating what I've mentioned today, okay? Have a great Easter. I'll see you in the midweek.